During the visit, the two sides will co-host a trade and investment exchange event, where hundreds of Chinese and Bangladesh enterprises will engage and explore more cooperation opportunities. Meanwhile, the 15th meeting of China-Bangladesh Joint Economic and Trade Commission will be held to agree on concrete measures to further our economic and trade cooperation. Bangladesh friends told us that this is the largest ever business delegation in Bangladesh. We are confident that this visit will send a strong signal of openness, cooperation, and mutual benefit, and will elevate China-Bangladesh economic and trade relations to a new height. Third, this relationship is people-centered. It is our firm belief that the enduring friendship between our two peoples underpins and energizes our bilateral relations. The history of China-Bangladesh relations is also a history of friendly exchanges between our two peoples from ancient times. Over the past several years, an increasing number of Bangladesh people have come to China for education, to conduct business, and build new lives. Likewise, the number of Chinese enterprises and people in Bangladesh have continued to rise. Now there are 68 flights operating weekly, which transport more than 13,000 passengers, linking our two countries more closely together. And it is good news to hear that the air route from Kunming to Chittagong is about set to open soon. On 14 April this year, one day that I will never forget, China and Bangladesh jointly held the largest drone show in the Bangladesh history. A total of 2,500 drones captured moments of the revolutionary and democratic process of Bangladesh and showcased the true friendship and mutual support between China and Bangladesh. Next week, the Bengali version of Xi Jinping, The Governance of China, Volume 1, will be launched, and our China Book Center will be unveiled in National Library of Bangladesh. This is not everything yet. To celebrate the China-Bangladesh Year of People-to-People Exchanges, a series of cultural activities will be organized throughout the year, which we are confident will provide renewed impetus to our bilateral cooperation. A friend in need is our friend indeed. The Chinese government and people can relate the hardship facing the Bangladeshi people. During the pandemic, the Chinese medical team joined hands with Bangladesh to fight against COVID-19 and carried out vaccine cooperation. Standing shoulder to shoulder, we have overcome this daunting challenge. When a severe outbreak of dengue fever hit Bangladesh, China responded immediately to provide emergency medical supplies. When a once-in-decade flood swept through Bangladesh last August, my embassy quickly mobilized relief and resources to support communities on the front line. The Chinese government also delivered $1.5 million worth of relief supplies and equipment to the Bangladesh Red Crescent Society. These efforts have helped Bangladesh effectively manage and mitigate disaster risks and build resilience. I'm also happy to announce that a consignment of advanced automatic rehabilitation equipment valued at $1.5 million have already arrived in Bangladesh. As we speak, Chinese experts are on-site installing the equipment and will provide technical training to local staff. We expect the advanced equipment will be put into use as early as possible to bring health and well-being to more Bangladesh patients. Dear friends, this March, Chinese Honorable Chief Advisor paid a successful visit to Beijing, which is beyond expectation. A joint press release was announced and more than 10 practical cooperation outcomes were reached. This is the first bilateral visit of Honorable Chief Advisor since he took office. It is also the first meeting between the leaders of China and Bangladesh since the interim government of Bangladesh was formed. It is the overarching event on the bilateral political agenda this year, marking a significant milestone. The two leaders have charted a new blueprint to further our relations. Now it's time to translate important consensus reached by the two leaders into practice and push forward the China-Bangladesh Comprehensive Strategic Cooperative Partnership to a new level. We need to build a community with a shared future for China and Bangladesh. As the most trustworthy friend and reliable development partner, China will continue to stand by the interim government, support Bangladesh independence and sovereignty, and help the Bangladesh people to build a better and more prosperous new Bangladesh. Both of our countries need to coordinate closely to ride on opportunities, address potential challenges, and uphold world peace, stability, development, and prosperity. We need to foster high-quality economic development. China is ready to work with Bangladesh to push ahead with major initiatives and projects, including high-quality Belt Road cooperation, the Mongla Port, and China Economic and Industrial Zones in Chittagong, as well as the Tista River project. China are encouraging more Chinese enterprises to invest and do business in Bangladesh, expanding cooperation in areas ranging from digital economy to green economy, from marine economy to infrastructure and water conservation. China has responded favorably to Chief Advisor proposal on industrial relocation to create a deeper industrial supply chains integration and achieve the modernization for both nations. We need to forge close people-to-people ties. Education and healthcare, being vital to national development and public well-being, are key areas of cooperation between China and Bangladesh. In order to support Bangladesh's education sector, China will offer more scholarships for Bangladesh students and launch more youth exchange programs. To further advance healthcare collaboration, my embassy has introduced special visa facilitation measures for Bangladesh citizens seeking medical treatment in China. Additionally, China will implement more initiatives to deepen mutual understanding and friendly exchanges between our two peoples, thereby allowing China-Bangladesh friendship to shine with even greater brilliance. We need to defend international fairness and justice. China will continue to pursue peace, development, cooperation, and mutual benefit, and build a peaceful, safe, prosperous, beautiful, and amicable community with a shared future with neighboring countries. China stands ready to support Bangladesh on matters including cooperation in South Asia, regional connectivity, the Rohingya issue, and to coordinate positions within the United Nations and other multilateral forums to release the positive effects of Chinese-Bangladesh friendship to the regional and world. Maintaining peace and stability in South Asia and safeguard legitimate rights and interests of developing countries together. Dear friends, the world is far from peaceful, with a number of consequential events taking place at this moment. The new administration of the United Nations has taken a host of unreasonable and unilateral tariff measures, which has disrupted bilateral economic and trade ties and the international economic and trade order, posing serious challenges to the recovery of global economy. In order to defend its legitimate rights and interests, China has taken resolute countermeasures. Recently, the U.S. side has, through multiple channels, expressed willingness to engage in dialogue on tariffs and related issues with China. So after a careful assessment of the U.S. messages, China has decided to engage with the U.S. side, taking into account global expectations, national interests, and appeals from American industries and consumers. So therefore, our Vice Premier, He Lifeng, as the Chinese lead person for China-U.S. economic and trade affairs, will have a meeting with the U.S. lead person, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, during his visit to Switzerland from May 9 to 12. So the meeting will take place from 10 to 11 May. We note that there are also ongoing negotiations between the United States and other economies, and want to point out that compromises does not earn respect, and only by holding firm principles and fairness and justice can countries safeguard their interests. China stands ready to work with Bangladesh and all parties to deepen mutually beneficial cooperation, enhance coordination, and jointly resist unilateral protectionism and hegemonic ruling practices in order to uphold free trade and multilateralism and promote an inclusive economic modernization. Meanwhile, we also noticed another event is playing just in our neighborhood. Tensions between India and Pakistan continue to escalate. India launched military strikes on targets in Pakistan on the early morning of May 7. China finds that regrettable and is concerned about the ongoing situation. China and Pakistan are and will always be each other's neighbors. They are both China's neighbors as well. So China opposes all forms of terrorism and call for an impartial investigation at early date. We urge